City girls what? City girls up. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing okay and everyone is doing well. I did already post on the community tab yesterday that this review didn't come up yesterday because I was at a wedding, okay? So I got back around like, I'm gonna say 1:30, watched Love Island, made my notes, and it is currently Friday morning. I log on to work very soon, so I figured I'll quickly record this, get this up, and let's go. I cannot lie, guys, it was actually 1:30, 2 o'clock, and I was looking at my screen like, this episode is delivering, giving exactly what it needs to give. I actually don't know how long this review is going to be because my notes, you can't even see. The notes are long, okay? The notes are long today, but we're going to get into it. So as I usually and I always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, of course be sure to subscribe. We're currently on the road to 25k and I have a giveaway coming when we do hit it because it's going to be soon. Amen. And second of all, please to get cozy and comfy. I was going to say a hot Ribena, but today in London, well, I'm not in London, but today in the UK anyway, it's 34 degrees, love. 34 smackaroos. So yeah, get cozy and comfy with a cold Ribena, and I really hope you enjoy the rest of this review. Okay, all right, and okay. Hey, I don't know where to start. All right, so let's start with the girls speaking on the terrace. So in the beginning of yesterday's episode, the girls were speaking on the terrace and Ekin-Su was speaking about how Davide needs to put a bit more effort in because she feels like it is pushing her away. Gemma also spoke about Luca wanting to play it cool. I'm going to get into that later on because I have a few comments to say about that in itself. But she basically said that, first things first, even I even forgot Gemma was even in that villa herself. So it's been very interesting to see how the transition has been made from Gemma's island to Gemma who, Gemma where, who is Gemma. But she was speaking about how she feels like Luca needs to play it more cool, in a sense that she preferred him more when he wasn't really acting like he was interested in her. And like I said, we're going to get onto that because I think those comments are very interesting. But she does basically like it when he acts like he isn't as interested, and she feels like he does need to play it a bit more cool because it's basically like an ick when a guy's all over her. Very interesting. So let's move on. You know, everyone glamming up, you know, getting ready, looking cute. So moving on to Amber and Dami. Amber and Dami, wow. How could I do that to Dami? I love him. Amber and Dami, they were having a chat about her date with Jay. So in case you do not remember, Amber had a date with Jay and she was the starter. So they were having that conversation. Now what was quite interesting was, I need someone to break this down for me. Okay, I definitely need someone to break this down for me. Do you know why Amber doesn't like Dami anymore? Am I bugging out? Have I missed something? Did I miss an episode? Have I missed a conversation or an interaction? Because she just kept saying, you know, it's early days, it's early days. The thing with Dami is like, I actually really like Dami, and it's a huge shame because I feel like from the scenes that we see and also the clips that we see, Dami is very much interested in Amber. He wants to get to know her a bit more. Although we do know that the guys this season are a tad laid back, I feel like Dami actively makes an effort other than the other guys, if I'm boldly going to say that. Yeah, I think I'm going to say that. I think he actually does boldly make an effort. But Amber was saying, you know, that she feels like they need to get to know each other a bit more. And Dami was just like, okay, well, yeah, let's have a conversation. And then Amber just randomly says, yeah, I just feel like, you know, I just feel like you're being a bit muggy. And I was just thinking, 2 + 2 is equaling 18 at this point, because am I missing something? Am I actually missing something? I don't know what Dami done to make Amber not like him, because Dami is honestly the definition of good vibes. So it's a shame that, you know, Amber is starting to kind of like nitpick things that are low-key coming across as being irrelevant to try and sabotage what they have. But like I said, let me know if you think I'm missing something, but I don't actually recall there being an issue with both of them. I don't. So moving on. We're going to move on to Luca and Ekin-Su having a chat about Gemma. Personally, I didn't really understand the point of this conversation. I low-key felt like Ekin-Su was still being a tad patronizing, like almost like, oh, you know, just letting you know, like, Gemma really likes you, but maybe you should just play it a bit cool and stuff like that. And at first Luca was, I believe, was actually quite receiving of the conversation with Ekin-Su, but then when he had his confessionals, he was just like, oh, like, I'm not 12, like, I'm not a baby, Gemma wants to talk to me, she can talk to me. So I don't really know the point of Ekin-Su doing that. I know she said she will have her back in the villa, I guess, because she's Auntie Ekin-Su, but that she should have just left them to have that conversation themselves. I don't really know why she butted in with her viewpoints on that. So that was my opinion. Let's move on to Andrew and Tasha, because when I talk, people say I'm talking. People actually say I'm talking. So my views 100% still stand with Andrew and Tasha. I think Tasha is actually quite similar to Ekin-Su, and a lot of people think this as well. I think she's similar to Ekin-Su, but she's just not open about it. So she comes across as being very sly. I do feel like, personally, in regards to their situation, Andrew is low-key like her safety net, so she knows that she can always fall back to Andrew if anything. But I still don't believe that Tasha does really like Andrew. Anyway, she was speaking about how her and Jay do have a lot in common. By the way, she's speaking to Andrew. So she's like, oh, yeah, I do feel like me and Jay have a lot in common, but she doesn't see it working on the outside world with him. She sees it working with Andrew. I'm just thinking, okay, but are you going to go and tell Andrew that Jay made you feel nervous and butterflies like you've never felt in the villa before? Sis, are you going to mention that? I don't think you're going to mention it. So I didn't really understand why they really had that conversation. I just feel like Tasha's innocent act, it's not really fooling me anymore. My eyes are open, I'm awake. Sis, we see what you're doing. I don't feel like Tasha is as sweet and smitten and everything over Andrew. I think she even said something like, oh, you know, I'm going to follow my heart. Okay, babe. Let's move on to Ekin-Su and Jay. By the way, guys, this is going to be a very long review because there's a lot to uncover, all right? A lot to uncover, but we're going to get there. So let's move on to Ekin-Su and Jay having a chat, and let's just say she was flirting it. What? When I say flirting it up, I said flirting it up. So she basically was like, oh, you know, she feels really giddy when she's around him. She feels like she actually really fancies someone. She feels really excited. And I definitely get that in terms of like, in terms of speaking to a guy and let's say they get you a bit excited. And I feel like the thing with Ekin-Su that she's battling with is the fact that she initially felt that with Davide, but Davide didn't pursue anything further. So it was more just like vibes when it came to Davide. So I feel like with Jay in the villa, she's starting to feel the feelings that she's always wanted to feel. She did say, you know, she's 27, he's 28, you know, she's actually looking to settle down. She didn't just come to Love Island for bants, she actually came to find love. So she ends up whispering, and even when she was whispering, I was thinking, sis, you're whispering, you got a mic, but okay. But she ended up whispering, and she basically said that she wanted to speak to Jay on a more private level and in a more secretive place, that they should go on the terrace. So let's get into Ekin-Su on all fours, because I don't know. I think she low-key did forget that she's in Love Island, number one, and also number two, she needs to remember that this new villa is actually relatively small. It's not as big as the last one. So if two people disappear, it's not rocket science. People know something is going on. People know you two like each other. People know you're going to disappear. Anyway, I do feel like Ekin-Su 100% deserves an award. She is definitely making Love Island history. She has trumped, okay? She has trumped Maura as one of the biggest and best bombshells because she's given us content. Without Ekin-Su, guys, what would these reviews be? Are we still going to be talking about Gemma? No. So in the meantime, Jay and Ekin-Su are on the terrace, okay? And although they said they wanted to go and talk, were they really talking? No, because they leaned in for a kiss instantly, okay? Instantly. They both look like they did enjoy it, if I'm going to be honest with you. They both are attracted to each other, so it's, yeah, the attraction and the connection is 100% there. Definitely sneaky, definitely slimy. I don't know anyone who's ever had a sneaky link in the villa, so yeah, Ekin-Su is 100% up. City girls what? City girls up. So let's move on to another day, another dawn, honey. A following morning in the Love Island villa. Now, Davide was cooking up breakfast. I think I saw omelets, fruits and a coffee, and I said, this one is really awake. Do you know what I mean? Like, he really is trying to get in Ekin-Su's good books. What was so interesting, this is what I mean, like, Ekin-Su is actually just a villain. After Davide brought her the breakfast, and she was like, oh, that's so sweet. She literally was like, oh, I wonder if Jay's the type to bring breakfast. Are you a witch? Like, are you actually a witch? This guy just came to bring you breakfast and coffee. I think I saw an omelette, I saw a cheeky couple strawberries, and you're even wondering if another guy that you kissed, that you're not in a couple with, will come and bring you breakfast. Very interesting. But Ekin-Su, I cannot be mad. The game is the game. So the guys were openly speaking to Jay, and Jay was openly talking about how much he doesn't actually feel like Andrew and Tasha work. He feels like Andrew is more emotionally invested. And what was funny was the guys were also agreeing, like, yeah, I agree. I definitely feel like Jay didn't just pluck that from the sky. He definitely knew about the connection and attraction that he had to Tasha on the date. So I guess he was low-key also giving Andrew a heads up, like, you know, open your eyes. Don't allow this girl to be your be-all and end-all. We're literally only 2 weeks into the villa. So moving on, Dami actually also made breakfast. He made avocado and toast for Amber. And I think that was just really cute. He made it because of the quote-unquote argument that they had, but I think it definitely does show how much he does really like her, because he didn't necessarily need to cook her anything, if I'm going to be honest. I feel like from the conversation that they had the night before, if anything, Amber should have been the one to apologize. I don't feel like Dami should have, but I feel like, number one, it's very nice of him, but two, it just genuinely goes to show how much he is really feeling Amber. I don't really feel like Amber really likes him, and I feel like for me, if anything, this confirmed it, because after she ate it, you know, she was like, oh thanks, that's so nice. And then even when he apologized, she didn't apologize after, she was just looking around. So yeah, it's a shame. Okay, it definitely is a shame, but I feel like if anything, Amber should just be 100% straightforward as to why she doesn't think it's working, rather than just wondering and almost giving Dami mixed signals, making him confused and almost manipulating his mindset as well. Because my man's just trying to talk and have a honest conversation with you, and you're just looking around, looking uninterested, and he's wondering what has changed or what has caused this shift. So that was quite interesting. So let's move, by the way, interesting is my word in case you haven't noticed. So let's move on to Andrew and Tasha. So Andrew and Tasha were speaking about what Jay said, because I guess it was playing on Andrew's mind, which is 100% warranted. I completely understand. Tasha at first was like, oh, I feel like Jay's, you know, he's almost like seen the good thing that me and Andrew have, and he's trying to put a wedge in, you know, in this. And I'm just thinking, but babe, don't let that date slip your memory. It's given amnesia, because in case you don't remember, you 100% said that you really wanted to get to know Jay and you were open to speaking to Jay. So why all of a sudden you're saying, no, I'm gonna follow my heart, I feel like Jay's putting a wedge in our relationship? I think it just wasn't really given for me personally. So yeah, like I did say, I think my my stance on Tasha still stands. I feel like she is 100% using Andrew as a safety net. Like honestly, you tell a new guy you want to get to know him, but then you run back to Andrew and you're confused. It's given amnesia, it's definitely given confusion. So let's move on to Gemma and Luca. Gemma and Luca were speaking about how she feels. So in case you guys forgot, Gemma was saying that she kind of liked it when Luca wasn't as full force on her. I low-key feel like this is showing her age. Not everyone's age, because I know there are some teenagers who are very mature, but she was basically saying like she kind of liked it more when you weren't really doing too much. And Luca actually made a very funny comment as well. He just said, oh, is it because two guys came into the villa and no one paid you any attention? And it's true, because none of the two guys even blinked at Gemma. And it may not necessarily be because they don't like her, it could be because she's young, or the youngest in the villa, shall I say, and maybe they're just not interested. But yeah, I feel like it's quite interesting from the stance and from the conversations that they did have. I think Gemma is the type to like people that give her mixed signals, and if that's her preference, then that can be her preference. But very weird, very interesting. So let's move on to Remi chatting to India. They were literally just having a general chit chat, speaking about things that they like. India was very vocal on the fact that she likes affection. Remi also said that he likes affection as well. What was funny was he kind of said, not on my watch, okay? Not on my watch. As they're talking, it kind of comes, he's like, India, India. I'm just thinking, yeah, the guys have woken up and I'm here for it, okay? I'm definitely here for it. But yeah, he literally said, sorry, can I put you for a chat? And they ended up going for a chat. Literally mid talking, he goes to put his hand on her thighs. I'm thinking, yeah, he cannot. Is that you understanding what? Understanding the assignment because of what? A little competition. That's what we like to see. But I don't think Remi is that interested in India anyway. I think if anything, Remi is probably more interested in Paige, or feels like he has a bigger and stronger relationship with Paige as well. So that's that. Remi again, strike two. He decides to go and speak to Amber. And Amber was basically opening up about she doesn't know what exactly is going on with Dami. Once again, I don't really understand why, because she hasn't really been very clear with it. But Dami comes over, literally standing there like a child waiting for their lunch money. I know you guys have 100% seen the memes on Twitter. But he was literally just kneeling there, and I was genuinely screaming when Dami was just leaning there. But yeah, when Dami came, and once again, this just reiterates what I've thought, that Amber, you know, wow, not me mixing names, that Amber and Dami, that Amber doesn't actually like Dami, because even when Dami came over, like the side eye that she gave was very uncomfortable to watch. I feel like it's very clear that she doesn't like him anymore, and I think the public have 100% picked up on this, because if my guy comes over, I'm gonna be gassed, I'm gonna be happy, like, oh yeah, sure, let's have a chat and everything. But yeah, I feel like she said that she feels like he's borderline pushing her away, and I don't really understand why. So I just wish that she was able to communicate that further and better. So moving on, like I said guys, it was a hefty episode. There's a lot for us to discuss, okay? So let's move on to Tasha. Tasha ended up pulling Jay for a chat regarding what Jay had told Andrew and what Andrew had also confessed when they were speaking together. She did say that she's happy with Andrew and that she's very comfortable with him, but she's okay to get to know more people. It's given oxymoron, it's given confusion, okay? It's actually given confusion. Personally, like I did say, I don't think Tasha is slick, and I've been saying this. So when people are in my comments like, oh, I'm not watching this channel anymore because I don't like how you speak about Tasha and Andrew. We're all allowed our own opinion, and personally for me and many other people, Tasha is not interested in Andrew as much as she plays it out to be. I do think she's very sly and very sneaky. She is low-key, like I said, another Ekin-Su. The only difference is that Ekin-Su is just direct with the bullets and Tasha likes to take the back roads. So yeah, I find it very interesting. I don't think she's slick at all, and that is that. Let's move on to the nighttime. As you guys know, this is when things definitely kicked up a notch, alright? A bit spicy. So I don't know what I'm talking about, but anyway, so firstly, let's start off with Davide and Jay having a chat. Very interesting, the Italian snack and the Italian main having a conversation. Davide was basically speaking to Jay like he doesn't really understand, firstly, that the game is the game, so he's not upset at the fact that, you know, Jay does like Ekin-Su and that they may have a connection. But he was literally opening up to his enemy. That's all I saw it as. He was speaking to his enemy like, I don't understand how things have changed. You know, we were doing good, you know, we were making improvements, and in 24 hours change. And Jay is just literally sitting there like, oh, okay, cool, like, okay, because boy, in case you don't know, I already kissed your girl and I'm gonna do it again. But yeah, that was quite interesting. He was definitely speaking to his enemy. So next we're going to speak about Ekin-Su and her unspoken riz, okay? And this is what I mean, like, Ekin-Su, I think out of all the bombshells that have ever entered the villa, for me, Ekin-Su right now, she's riding at number one. Someone needs to give her a medal. She literally she wanted to get Jay's attention because of course she was itching for another kiss. But Jay was talking with the guys, so she just like, oh, she drank her drink. Why did I do that? Anyway, she drank her drink and then she was just like, oh, forget it, man, F it, I'm gonna go. I'm doing this, I don't care. So she starts walking up to the guys ish, but then she doesn't really say much, so like she's touching her chest, and then she just gives him eye contact. The second she gave him eye contact, Jay really knew the assignment. To the terrace we go. To the terrace we what? We go. Once again, they're doing MI5, they're crawling, they're at the terrace, and as they're at the terrace now, everyone is starting to notice, okay, where is Jay and where's Ekin-Su? Number one, like I did say, it's not rocket science. At the end of the day, it's a small terrace. If two people, not a small terrace, sorry, it's a small villa. If two people disappear, you're going to be caught out. People are going to catch you. So whilst they're on the terrace, they're basically speaking about Davide, and she feels like, you know, he's not putting in as much effort. She feels very comfortable around Jay. And then they ended up sharing another kiss. Number one, I don't know if I feel bad that they're sharing a kiss, because I definitely do feel like they suit. But number two, I low-key started feeling bad for Davide, and I never thought I would ever say that. I never thought I'd ever say that, because as they're kissing, the camera is just panning to Davide and my man's just looking like... So they come down from the terrace. I think Ekin-Su literally walks like 30 seconds ahead. Don't know why, but anyway, she walked 30 seconds ahead and then Jay came after. Even when she came out, you know, everyone was asking, oh, where are you? Where's Jay? She was just like, oh, I don't know. I was at the front gate. I was at this. Look at my phone even dropping. Interesting. Anyway, what was quite interesting was even after, and this is, Ekin-Su's a villain. This girl's a villain. After kissing Jay, she said, Davide, I'm hungry. Make me something. Huh? No. No, she's actually a villain. She's actually a villain, but she's given us the content that we love to see, so I can't complain. I can't. So let's move on to Ekin-Su telling Gemma and Paige about the kiss. I don't know, I cringed a bit at that scene. Is it just me? It just came across like an agbaya. In case you don't know what that means and you're Yoruba, or you're not Yoruba, sorry. It's just like someone that's older that's acting like a child. That's what an agbaya is, right? You're pulling up your little sis and cousin and you're just like, oh, okay guys, so just want to let you know, like, obviously me and Jay, like, we kissed. I was cringing at that scene. That was just me though, let me know, but it was given Agbaya for true. Anyway, Ekin-Su was listening to Gemma, and that was quite interesting because Gemma was basically giving advice like, oh, you know what, like, you know, if you have a strong relationship with Jay, then I just feel like you should just go for Jay. Like, at the end of the day, if Davide's not giving you what you need, then you should just let Davide go. And I was just thinking, wow, how the tables turn. Not you taking advice from a 19-year-old that you were calling, oh, I can definitely give you advice if you need advice. Like, very interesting how the tables turn. But it's also very interesting as well how Davide was initially like the bombshell of the villa, came in, all the girls were on it, and now he's just the side, you know? So Davide ended up interrupting the conversation, and I said, Bas Boss is about to get juicy. So Davide confronted her about being with Jay on the terrace, and all of a sudden she was just like, why do you care now? Like, why do you care? What's the reason for you caring? You didn't open up before, why open up now? Because Jay's here. And we also need to remember, guys, that Ekin-Su's literally her profession. She is an actress, so if things do come across as being OTT, it shouldn't really shock you. But anyway, Davide honestly just tried his best to keep interrupting. I did low-key feel bad for Davide, and this is what I mean, like I never thought it would ever come to this, okay? I never thought I'd ever feel bad for Davide, but I do feel like the manipulation there was, Ekin-Su's in her bag right now. Ekin-Su's in her bag. She's actually in her bag, like the scenes that she was causing. So anyway, he was saying, like, you know, he just finds it a bit weird, like you were showing effort, but all of a sudden it's been 24 hours and now things have changed completely. He definitely looks really hurt, if I'm going to be honest, and I feel like this is the most that Davide has spoken so clearly, so strongly, during his time in the villa as well. Ekin-Su ends up walking off and she's just like, no, I'm pissed, yeah, I'm angry, I'm this and that. And like I did say, I do feel like that was quite dramatic. We need to remember as well that she's an actress, but I feel like Davide was actually he just tried to have a conversation with her. And I think what ended up happening was, you know, sometimes ladies, I'm not saying I do this, but some ladies do this anyway, when they're losing an argument, you either leave or you start crying, because instantly whoever you're with or whoever you're talking to has no choice but to kind of focus on you. And I definitely feel like that was a strategy that she may have used to gain control of the situation, because Davide was being quite honest, if I'm going to be honest. And although Davide, you can tell that he was pissed off and angry, I feel like they're both adults. They actually could have both had a serious conversation. It wasn't that deep. So then we got a tomorrow night, you know, we get that, you know, it's going to be a chef's kiss show, okay? Tomorrow night as in today, by the way. But yeah, literally it just showed more of the Ekin-Su and Davide drama, and Davide literally said, you're a liar, you're an actress, you're get the out. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I'm really looking forward to tonight's episode. In all honesty, let me give you my feedback, okay? I definitely feel like it was a very good episode, hence why I watched that at like 1:30 in the morning. But number two, I feel like I am in two minds regarding the whole Ekin-Su and Davide situation. So I'd love to know what you guys actually think in the comments below. Number one, I really like Ekin-Su because I feel like she's bringing the drama to the villa. I mean, like I said, if she wasn't there, what scenes will we honestly be reviewing? At the end of the day, the game is the game. You know, she's looking for love. She thinks she's found love in Jay, and maybe she's just not as attracted to Davide anymore. But on the other hand, I feel like when it comes to Davide, a lot of guys do this where there's no effort, minimum energy, just blah. You're literally bland, no riz, no nothing. And then all of a sudden when another guy comes into the mix is when you want to start showing an effort. Like, that effort should have been consistent. Even if Ekin-Su forced herself onto Davide for him to end up picking her for them to be in a recoupling, I don't feel like he should have been comfortable, if that makes sense. He shouldn't have been comfortable, and he shouldn't have waited for Jay to come before he started doing omelette and strawberries and things like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight's episode. I'd love to know what you guys thought down below. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. And once again, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please do take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you. I was gonna say tomorrow, but I'm gonna see you tonight. So yeah, I'll see you tonight in our next review, and yeah,